Hi everyone, welcome to Themes Code. Today in this video training, I'm going to create a login form with HTML and CSS. Well friends, this is the login form we are going to create in this video training. Well, here you can see a picture on the left side and some text. And on the right, here you can see social media login options. And here you can see the option to enter the email address and password, an option to remember the password and username, and then signing button, and a link to reset the password, and a link if the user don't have any account. I'm glad to let you know that this form is fully responsive. It looks great on mobile screens too. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to inspect this. If I go to the mobile view, here you can see the mobile view. On the top, again the social login options and form, and on the background, the image of the girl. So, I believe you will enjoy this project. I believe you will enjoy creating a login form like this. Okay, so watch the video till the end without skipping any part. So, before I start coding the form, let me create a folder or directory on the desktop. I'm using Windows machine for HTML tutorials. If you use any other operating system, the process will be same. I'm going to click here and create a new folder. That's login form. Okay, here it is. And in this project, I'll write code with Visual Studio Code Editor. This is my favorite code editor. I also used to work with Notepad++, but recently I'm in love with Visual Studio Code. I'm going to add the folder in Visual Studio Code. So click on File, and here you can see Add Folder to Workspace. Click on it and navigate to Desktop. And here is the folder. I'm going to click on it and click Add. Okay, I trust. And here you can see the workspace login form. Okay, friends. As it is a HTML based project, I will have to write HTML code and CSS code. So I'll have to create two files, HTML file and CSS file. Okay, let me do that. Here, I'm going to select login form because I have other two projects. Just click on it. And here on the top, you will see several options. The first one is create new file, and the second one is create new folder, and another one is refresh the Explorer. I'm going to click on the first one to create a file. I'm going to name it index.html and hit enter. And here you can see the file is created. Again, I'm going to click here on the project and click on file. This time, I'm going to create a CSS file and I'm going to name it style.css. Hit the enter key. Very good. I have created two files. Okay friends, here you can see on the project, I have used an image of a girl and three icons, Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Okay. So I have already collected the images and I'll provide a link to download all of this. So check the video description. Okay, now I'm going to copy all of this. And okay, I'm going to cut all of this and navigate to the login form and go to the images. I'm going to paste all of this here. So now if you view, you can see the icons and images. I'm going to open the Visual Studio Code editor. And now here you can see all the images. So I have created a project folder, that is login form. I have created two files. One is index.html, one is style.css, and I have added all the necessary image and icons. Okay, now I'm going to start writing HTML code. Well, friends, let's start writing the code. First of all, I'm going to open up the index.html file so we can write the HTML markup fast. Okay, the Visual Studio Code editor is amazing. It offers HTML boilerplates. I mean the ready-made template. So what you should do, just write the exclamation sign from the keyboard, and here you can see these suggestions. Just click on the first one or hit the enter. Now you will get this ready-made HTML boilerplate. Okay, it's fantastic. So let's change this title tag. I'm going to write here login form. Now let's connect the CSS file to this HTML file. Here you can see both the HTML and CSS files are in the same directory. Okay, what I'm going to do, before the closing of header tag, I'm going to take place, and now I'm going to type link and select this one, link from CSS, and hit enter, and it automatically write the code and it is connected. Okay, and what you can do, just press the control button in your keyboard, and here you can see this file name is selected. If you click on it, and it brings you to the CSS file. That means both the HTML and CSS files are connected properly. Excellent. Now let's see the login form. Here you can see our form. So basically we will create a wrapper div that will contain the left side and the right side. Then we will create a div for the left side. Then we will create another div for the right side. And that's all. Okay, let's start coding. First of all, I'm going to take a div. I'm going to give it a class name, form wrapper. Hit enter. You see it automatically creates the markup. I'm going to create another div. Okay. Inside, now I'm going to write left form. Okay. Right. And now I'll get out of this div, and outside I'm going to take another div. So on the left side, we will have this image and this code. Welcome to Themes Code. And then sign in to download free plugins. So I'm going to take this text, take another tag, h3, paste the text here. Okay. And now another paragraph tab for this text. Fantastic. So we have completed the left form, and let's move into the right form. Here on the top, social media handler and form and button, etc. Okay. I'm going to take a div that will be for the social media icons div, and I'm going to give it a class of social login. Another div. Okay. Well, friends, here you can see we have an icon and text. Icon is on the left side and text on the right side. Okay, so inside the social item, I'm going to take another two divs. Okay, that's good. Now here I'm going to use image tag img, hit enter, and src will be the source path of the image. We have the images in the images folder, so I'm going to write the images folder name and forward slash. And the amazing thing of Visual Studio Code is that it can read the images we have and it automatically suggests us the images. So I'm going to choose facebook.png icon. Well, friends, you will get the download link of the image and icons in the video description. Okay, that's all. I'm going to tab to align it properly. Fantastic. And the social media name is continue with Facebook. Now, if you would like to see the progress of the work, what you can do, you can install an extension that is live server. Here it is. I have already installed it, and with the help of this extension, I can see the live preview without refreshing the page. So just right click on the file and select this option, open with live server. Okay. I have another project opened with the live server that I disabled. And now again, open with live server. And here it is. Here goes our markup language. And here it is. Okay. Let us write the markup first, then we will get something like this. Okay. Well, friends, so we have three social media handlers. That's why what I can do, I can just copy this code block. Okay, this on. Control C. Control V. Once again. Okay. But we have something to do here. Instead of Facebook, this time we will take Google. So this time we'll select Google, and here we'll change this text, continue with Google. This time here will be Twitter. And continue with Twitter. And when you save this file, you will see the updates here automatically. I didn't refresh this page. Okay, now we have to create this form. Let's do it. Okay, here goes the social login div, and just below of this div, we are going to create another div. Div dot. Okay, inside the div, we will write the code to display a form. Okay, so we are going to use HTML form tag. Hit enter. Okay, form action, nothing, because it's not a dynamic project. I'm going to create a div and the class name will be user input. Here I'm going to insert to text box input type text, but what should I say? Here we will select input type HTML. Okay, I'm going to create another input field that will be for password. Okay, that's great. Here it is. Now, outside of this div, we are going to create another div and class name will be remember me. And we are going to write code for a checkbox. So input, and here it is. Just click on it, type checkbox, and the text here will be sign me in or keep me signed in. Okay, that's great. We are almost done. We have very few things left. So now we need sign in button, forget password, and there's things. We are very close to done with HTML markup. Okay, friends. So outside of this div, I'm going to create another div. I'm going to take a class and the class name btn submit btn. Okay, that's almost done with the form. And outside of the form, we are going to write two things or two items, that is forget password. Then I'm going to just write an anchor tag. And another paragraph text, that is don't have an account. Okay, don't have an account, then offering a sign up page link. Okay, so outside of the p tag or inside here, I'm going to take another tag, that is anchor text, and the text will be sign up. Okay, so that was all about writing the markup we have done. Here goes all of this. So I believe you could follow up, and soon we will start writing the CSS code. Let's see what we have got by this time. Here it is. Okay, so soon we are going to write the CSS code. Well, friends, now let's start writing the CSS code. Let's click on this style.css file, and here I'll write the CSS code. And firstly, I'm going to reset the default padding and margin of HTML elements. So I'm going to type this asterisk by wildcard sign, and inside it, I'm going to set padding to 0 and margin 0 and box sizing border box. Okay, let's see. It has no margin and padding at this moment. Okay, friends, now let's target the body tag. I'm going to type body. Here it is. Okay, let's see the demo. Here you can see we have gradient on the body. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to type background, and as we are going to create a gradient, so I'm going to type linear gradient, and here we will add some parameters. First of all is the angle of the gradient, so it will be 135 degree, comma, and then the color code. That's all. So I'm going to save this file. Let's get back. Here it is. We have got the gradient, but you see the gradient is repeating 3 times. So we are going to solve the issue. What I'm going to do, I'm going to type background repeat, no repeat. Okay. Okay, friends, I'm going to do a technique. I'm going to minimize it to half of my screen. Okay. And bring this guy to half of my screen. Okay. Wait. That's perfect. Now we'll see everything live. Okay. So I'm going to add padding on the top for 30 pixel or 40 pixel, doesn't matter. If I press Ctrl S, you see the changes live. And again, I'm going to set width. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to save the file, and you see the update here. So we could successfully create the gradient for our background. Let's start with the form. So now I'm going to target the form wrapper. Here you can see the form wrapper. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring everything in the center now. So form wrapper, First of all, I'm going to set a maximum width. Max width 700 pixel. Okay. And then I'm going to set margin 0 and auto. Okay, if I make this browser large, here it is. It's on the center. Again, I'm going to minimize it. That's all for the form wrapper. Now let's work with the form container. I'm going to set the display type flex as it will be responsive. If you are not familiar with display flex type, you should study Flexbox. That's good. Now it's time to target the form left, this side. Okay, so I'm going to target form left, and I'm going to add padding fast, padding 20 pixel. Then display flex, flex direction, column, and justify content, center. And you see on the background there is an image. So what I'm going to do, set background URL double quotation images / and this image. I'm going to press Ctrl S, and here you can see the image. And I'm going to fix it because I don't see the girl. So background position, set the background position. The background position will be center. Background size, cover. If I select cover, then the background will spread all around the div. Here it is, almost fixed. And background repeat. No repeat. And position will be relative. And after the flex, I'm going to type flex basis. %50. This flex basis property defines the area of the container that this element will achieve or get. And you see here a shadow of black color. So here we are going to add the shadow. To add the shadow, what I'm going to do, just once again target form left, and before okay, I have a mistake here. Now it works. Here you can see black shadow. Okay, that's great. I have done something for the form left. Well, friends, let's style the text over the image. Okay, to do that, get back to the HTML file again. And here goes the text. And I'm going to wrap this text with a div. Okay, so I'm going to type div dot content, hit enter. Okay, now I have wrapped this text with the div content. Also, I should have done this earlier, but I did a mistake. To error is human, you know. Okay, so let's get back to the style.css file, and I'm going to assign the class here dot content. Okay, so I'm going to change the text color first. So I'm going to write color, and I'm going to assign pure white color. Okay, I'm going to save the file, and you see the color changes, but the text layer is, what should I say, is overlapped with the opacity, and the problem is the text is overlapped with the shadow or gradient. So what I will have to do, I'll have to increase the Z index value. So Z index, anything bigger than 1 equal I'm happy with 9. And here you can see now the priority of the content is upper. Okay, so let's create some style. I'm going to create content and I'm going to target this on welcome to themes code, and on the text field here you can see it has h3 tag and another one has p tag. So content h3. Okay, first of all I'm going to increase the font size, line height, 48 pixel, and position relative. I have added the position relative because I'm going to add this line after this text later. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just font weight 600, margin bottom 50 pixel. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to save this file, and on the right here goes the update. Okay, I think I should use some letter spacing. Letter spacing minus. Okay, so now I'm going to create this underline. What I'm going to do, just copy it, paste here, and target after. So content will be blank, nothing. Width of that line will be 80%. Okay, 85%. Height 5 pixel or 6 pixel, whatever. And the background color, background purple color. And the position of this line will be absolute, because as we have defined position relative of the container, so we can set the position of this element to be absolute. Now here you can see the line. Okay, we can fix the position. Then bottom minus 25% and left 0. Okay, that's all. So now what I'm going to do, just see the demo. Here it is. Here it is. And this text, we are going to target this text to increase the font size. Okay, let's see. Dot content and p tag. I'm going to set the font size to 18 pixel. And line height 22 pixel. Well, here you can see we have completed the styling of the left side, but when we add padding and margin to the left side, then this image and the form will be bigger like this one. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to work with the form right this area. Okay, now form right. So I'm going to add a comment here. Form right. Okay, so let's write the class name. Form right. And first of all, I'm going to add padding 25 pixel. Okay, it's not a big deal. You can change it anytime. And add background color or background white color. I'm going to save it. Okay, it looks better now. Okay, let's go to the HTML file. here we have targeted the form right, and now we have social login. Well, now let's define the width of this part as it's under our flexbox container. So we can use flex basis to define the width of this part. Okay, so I'm going to write flex basis, and it's 50%. I'm going to save this file, and here you can see 50-50. Our form is gradually looking gorgeous. Okay, let's see our HTML file so we can decide what we can target. Here you can see we have already worked with form right. Now it's time to social login. So this div contains 3 items: Facebook, Google, and Twitter. So I'm going to target social login. And friends, here you can see a border, a line. I'm just going to um, style this. Okay, so border bottom, it's a border bottom. 2 pixel or 3 pixel, it's up to you. Color will be solid, style will be solid, and color, I'm just going to give this color. I'm going to save the file, and here you can see the line. Okay, let's go deeper with the social items. So if I check the HTML file, here you can see another class, social item. So now target this. First of all, I'm going to define display flex, because here on the left there will be social media icon, and on the right there is text. So to work perfectly, I'll have to define the display flex. So display flex. Now you can see the text and the icons are side by side. And I need to add margin to separate or make a space between these icons. So margin bottom. Okay. If we need anything else, we can fix it later in this video. So let's see how we can minimize the size of the icon and bring it to the left. So to do that, we can target the icons. So we wrapped the icons with this class icon. Okay. So what I can do, I can assign another some rules. Social items, social item, icon. Well, friends, now I would like to style this text. Continue with Facebook, continue with Google. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just go to the index.html file, and here you can see this text is wrapped with a div, and the style and the class name is social handle, social hyphen handle. Okay, so I'm going to get this name, get back to the style.css file, and here I'm going to target this style class name. First of all, I would like to define the width of this text. So I'm going to type flex basis 80%. Okay. And then it comes the login form. So get back to the HTML file, and here you can see we have a class called login form. Okay, I'm going to get it and get back to the CSS file again, scroll up. Okay, you know, here you can see the login form is closer to the margin bottom. So I need to add some padding over here. So I'm going to define padding top, and let's see if I add 20 pixel. I'm going to save it, and here you can see it looks better now. Okay, that's perfect. And now we need to style the input field. We have two input field and one checkbox. So we need to style this like the demo. Here it is. It looks perfect. Okay, let's do it. So here, if I go to the index.html file, you can see we have wrapped this input fields with the class user input. Okay, so I'm going to get the name. I like to copy the class name because I don't want to make any mistake. Okay, let's see. Here I have the class name, and I'm going to target input. So first of all, we need to add padding. If you look at our form, we need padding for the input fields. So I'm going to add padding. 8 pixel. Okay. Oops. And width should be 100%. Width 100%. Okay. You see, it looks better now. But we need to add margin after one input field. Okay, we'll do that later. Don't worry. So I'm going to add here. You can see the text is smaller, the placeholder text. I'm going to define the font size. Font size 14 pixel. Font size 14 pixels. And font family. Okay, I'll define the font family later. Font family. But okay, let's type now. Poppins. But you won't see any changes now because it's a Google font and we didn't import it. Font family Poppins, font weight 500 pixel. Okay. And color. This color. And display type will be inline block. And finally, we are going to add margin to the bottom. 20 pixel. Let's save it. And you see it looks great now. Okay. Finally, our login form is getting beautiful. Okay. Now we are going to add border for this field. So border 1 pixel, solid, and white color. So this is the code for white color. I'm going to save it. Now there is the problem. We can't see the input field. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to add RGBA color. RGB 220 222 2 to 5. Control S. Now it looks better. Here it is. Okay, we are almost done with the input field, but we need to add something for the focus. You know, when I click on here, you can see a nice purple color border. So it's focus. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this and paste here. I'm going to target focus event. Okay, I'm going to define outline none. Okay, let's check it. Yeah, it looks great now. Okay, friends, I have left the placeholder text. So we need to add some code to change the color of this placeholder text. Okay, so this time I'm going to copy it and paste here. No, no, no. Okay, I'm going to write it again. User input. This time I'll only change the color. COLOR. Okay, font size 16 pixel. It looks great. So we are done with the form. Now let's see this remember me button checkbox. Okay. So I'm going to check the HTML file, and here you can see we have remember me class name for the checkbox. Keep me sign in. So I'm get the class name. Firstly, what I'll have to do, I'll have to add margin bottom to make a gap here. Margin bottom 20 pixel. Okay, let's add some padding. 10 pixel. Okay, the padding for top and bottom is 10 pixel and left and right only 0. Now here you can see text keep me sign in. Let's style it. Okay, so remember me and label display Well, friends, let's style this checkbox. Okay, so let's get back to the HTML file. Here you can see it is wrapped with a class that is remember me. Okay, I'm going to get this text and get back to the style.css file. I'm going to write the class name dot remember me and then label, then input. So first of all, I'll have to remove this default appearance. So appearance none. I'm going to save it. So it's gone. And we'll have to create our own box. So I'm going to define width 24 pixel, height 24 pixel. I'm going to save the file, but still we don't see anything because we need to create our custom box. Okay, so what I'll have to do something here. I'm going to copy it, paste it, and this time I'm going to call b4. Okay, this time here on the content, I will have to type this code 27 on 3. Control S. Here you can see it displays a custom tick box. I'm going to define the font size 18 pixel. Okay, 21 pixel. And color Okay, friends, by this time we wrote a lots of code, but still we can't see the checkbox. But when we click on it, we can see it. Okay, we don't see usually because we defined appearance none. Okay, so what we can do, we can add a border. Okay, here. So I'm going to define border on pixel solid, and I'm going to a black color. If I save this file, and now you can see our custom checkbox. And amazing thing is that you can anytime change this color and it will be your custom. Okay, I'm going to set here red tomato color. Save the file, and you can see your custom checkbox. It's the main, I think, critical part of this tutorial. I'm going to make it purple. Okay, here it is. But here should be a checkbox, but we have a checkbox and we have to position it. Here we defined position absolute, but to work with absolute position, we need to define position relative on the container div. Okay, so here we need to define position relative, and I'm going to save it. And if I click over here, you can see now the checkbox. Everything is fine, perfect. A custom checkbox. I need to increase it to 2 pixel. Okay, now it looks great, but 1 pixel is better. And if you would like to make it more gorgeous, you can add a border radius, a small border radius, 2 pixel. Okay, now it looks much more professional. Okay, fine. So we could successfully create a custom checkbox. And now let's go to the button. Here it is. Let's see the demo. The button is bigger and nice looking. So let's style the button. Okay, let's go to the HTML file, and here you can see our button, and we have a class button sign in, then another class btn submit hyphen btn. Okay, so several classes. First of all, I'm going to work with this class btn. So go to the style.css. I'm going to target btn class. So first of all, I would like to make the width 100%. Here on the demo, you can see the width is 100%. Okay, so width 100%. I'm going to save it. And here you can see display. Okay, it looks quite similar, and I think I should change the color from here. Um, the color is white. Okay, now the button is almost done, but when I hover over here, the opacity should be less or something else to show the interactivity. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here .btn clone hover. Just I'm just going to down the opacity. Okay, here you can see interactivity. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now we are almost done. We have only the forget text, forget password to style, and sign up button. Now let's get back to the HTML file. Here you can see we have forget password link class. Go to the style.css file again. First of all, I'm going to change the font size 13 pixel, font weight and color. And you see the line below it. So if you don't like it, you can write text decoration none. So font size should be 18 pixel, my mistake. Okay. Now margin bottom 10 pixel. What about 20 pixel? It doesn't work. Something wrong. Why? Okay, it's a link, not a div. So. Okay, I'll take care with this one. So the next one is sign up. Class name sign up. Here I'll target padding. Margin top. Margin top. As it is a div, so we can apply margin. Here the margin is unapplicable because this text is unwrapped with a div. Margin top 20 pixel. Now it will be clear. Okay, fine, perfect. and the color you can add here purple color, any color of your choice, but okay, no, it's a bad idea. We can add it later. Okay, only margin top is okay. Here I will write only margin top 20 pixel, and I'm going to target merge sign up and pay paragraph tag. Font size 14 pixel. Okay, friends. So finally, we could design each of the elements, but the problem is our form isn't responsive till now. So I'm going to inspect it, and here you can see on the mobile screen it doesn't look perfect like the demo. So don't quit the video, it's still a lot of things to learn. Here it is. So now we are going to try to make our form, login form, responsive. Okay, that's good. Well, friends, let's make this form responsive and add Google fonts to make it more beautiful. Okay, so to make it responsive, you have to add media query. Okay, I'm going to make a comment here. Responsive. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to inspect it. Okay, make it here on the mobile. Okay, perfect. So in the demo, our let me inspect it also. Okay, on the demo you can see the girl's image goes back and the form goes upper. Okay, so what I can do, I can just define the media query and first bracket max width clone 678 pixel. Okay, here the media width maximum width should be 678 pixel. That means it's the perfect size for mobile screen. Okay, first of all, I'm going to target the body. Here, background should be none. Okay, you don't see the gradient background here, but if you want, just avoid this code. Okay, and padding 0, margin 0. Okay. On the desktop screen, we had width over 600 pixels for desktop screen. But as the mobile screens are smaller, so I'm going to minimize the width of the form wrapper. Form wrapper. I'm going to define max width 400 pixels. I'm going to save it, and padding top 20 pixel. It's up to you. You can set 100 pixel if you need it, if your client needs it. And form container position relative, because we are going to make this girl's image fixed. So that's why in the container, I'm going to set a position relative. Now, dot form left, then dot content. We don't need welcome to themes code right now on the mobile screen. So we are going to set display none. Okay, here you can see the text is gone. And now dot form left, we want to make the position of the left form fixed. So position absolute. Here you can see now the image is here. Okay. So we are going to define the width 100% and height 100%. And only for that, this image will spread out throughout the screen. Okay, here it is. And you can see the image covered the text, form, everything. So we are going to minimize the Z width. Sorry, Z index. Z index minus on. Okay. Now we are going to add some opacity here on the image. Dot form left before background linear gradient and angle will be 135 degree, and the first color FA B2 Now let's take care of the form right here. So I'm going to target form right. Here, first of all, I'm going to add display flex because we have a lot of items here. Display flex and flex basis 100%. You know, because now we want our element to be 100%. Here it is. And flex direction column. Sorry. Okay, it's good. Justify content center. And background color. RGBA. Two, four, five. Because of the transparent background color, we can see through the image. Okay, let's check our HTML file. We don't have any other class. Okay, we could perfectly make our form responsive. Let's see the demo. It looks almost same. Okay, so we are going to get back to the style.css and remove it. Now it's desktop mode. Okay, friends, now we are going to add a Google font. Okay, what we can do that is scroll up of our CSS file. And before we start the CSS file, we will have to import Google font. So go to the browser and search for Google font. Okay, on the Google, search for Google fonts and go to fonts.google. And here you will see a lot of fonts. I'm going to search for Poppins. Here it is. To import the Poppins in your project, what you'll have to do, just scroll down. I'm going to select this style. Okay, let's select style. Click on it. Okay, on the right, here you can see import option. Here you can see, just check it and just click over here. Copy this code. And get back to the editor. And here you can see, just before we write any CSS code, we should import the CSS file. we should import this URL. I'm going to save it. And now on the body, we are going to type font family. Font family. Now this time we are going to select POPPINS Poppins and comma sans serif. Okay. Now if we check our form and reload it, here it is. Sorry, we typed font size, not font size. It will be font family. Font family. Yes, it looks great. But because of the font, here you can see the text is broken. Okay, I'm going to fix it. Just inspect. Go to social item and type here font size. I'm going to define 14 pixel. Okay, it's good. 14 pixels. 16 pixel. Okay, no. 14 pixel is perfect. Okay. So let's get back. What is the element? Social item. Go to social item. Here it is. And I have added this on. Font size 14 pixel. Okay. Now it's good. It looks perfect. Okay, friends. Here is the final output. If I go to inspect it, see the mobile screen, it's perfect. Go to the desktop screen, that's good also. So I had to do a lot of work to make this form. I believe you loved watching this video tutorial and you could brush up your HTML and CSS skill. Okay, friends, if you learned anything from this tutorial, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video. And please, you should feel free to let you know what you think about this tutorial in the comment section. I will try my best to reply your comment or solve your problem. And I will provide the link of the image and icons in the description. So have a great day. I'll keep uploading excellent tutorials on HTML, CSS and WordPress. Okay, have a great day.